We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now, back to our show.
The Bo-Rock Breakdown.
We now return to your regular programming.
Welcome to the Bo-Rock Breakdown. Alongside me, Tommy Guns.
Yo.
And I'm the Bo-Rock. We're here for another week, another episode of the Bo-Rock Breakdown.
Happy episode.
Yes, a very happy episode. Like, first of all, speaking of happy, let's wish a happy Veterans Day to everyone who has served our country. You know, something that shouldn't be done once a day, once a year, but should be done once a day. You know, should be thanking these guys continuously for their service. So thank you for your service and for all you do for our country.
And on a less happy, angry note, we're also going to wish the Bo-Rock a happy birthday today.
Got him. You had to slip that in there, right?
Happy birthday, buddy.
All right, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, at least it was a good birthday. Good lead into the birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got an Eagles victory over the Cowboys.
That's your early gift, man.
I can't ask for anything more than that. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that was a good victory on Sunday night.
You happy about everything? Except for the injuries, obviously.
Yeah, the injuries hurt, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's bad.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the defense to me didn't look as good as they have.
No, they were a little weaker. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was a little down week on the defense. But I thought the offense looked a lot better. The one thing that's bothering me is a slow start, the constant slow starts this team gives. But let's jump in and let's break down the offense on the Eagles' 33-27 overtime victory in the Big D on Sunday night. Your boy, my boy, Sammy B.
Everybody's.
What you got? What you see from Sammy B? Tell me what you liked about Sammy B on Sunday night.
Completed passes, touchdowns, and decisive. That's what I liked about Sammy B on Sunday night.
I think Sammy B looked a little more comfortable.
I guess that's what I mean by decisive.
He was a little more comfortable in the pocket, more consistent. There's a few things that bothered me, though.
I have a stupid thing that's bothering me about him.
Go ahead.
It's so stupid. It's so minuscule. -1 rushing yards, man.
He's not Colin Kaepernick.
I know, but
not Russell Wilson.
You don't have to be Kaepernick or Wilson, but come on, man, don't go negative.
All right,
you know what I mean?
All right.
Just not -1. It's just irritating me. It ain't even a big deal. I know it's not a big deal.
Next game, if he's at -1, we'll have him do a quarterback sneak, and we'll get that positive yard.
That's all I want.
All right, we got you.
That's all I want.
We'll make it happen. But yeah, it was a good performance by him. It was his 28th birthday.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was birthday on Sunday night.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so good victory on his birthday. But there's a couple things that kind of bothered me early on was the third downs. The team was very bad on third down, 3 for 13, and the consistent theme for them on third down is the short. If it's 3rd and 8, it seems like they're doing a 6-yard route, or if it's 3rd and 10, they're doing an 8-yard route. You know, they may catch the ball, but you're putting yourself in a lose situation. Like, run a 12-yard route, run a 12-yard button hook, and come back so you're at the first down marker.
You fucking button hooked me.
But I don't understand the logic
the play
in running
calling still
that.
shit. The play calling, I mean, it seems to be week to week, but I still don't like all the play calling, man.
And other thing is, it seems like he's still in his progressions. It still seems at times it was more prevalent in the first half than it was in the second half. but it seems like his first or second read is always into the flat.
Let me
to the
ask you a
running
question.
backs.
Do you think that we'd be better off if we just, stopped with all the sideline fucking shenanigans and all the 55 million, fake this and that, and just let Bradford call his own plays?
That'll never happen.
I'm not arguing that point, but I mean, do you think that would be a better situation for all of us?
If it got to a point where he can manage the game correctly, maybe. But
You think
I
it's
don't.
just not happening because he can't manage what's on his plate already?
Well, I just think it's the first year in this offense for him. Right. So every day is a learning curve.
Okay.
He's constantly growing and learning in this offense on a daily basis. I really think the week off really helped him prepare for this game, and probably why he looks so good. It gave him another week to, study things, and then that week of practice to get more comfortable with his teammates. So
there's an interesting twist to football.
What's that?
Each team plays every other week.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, that would suck.
Yeah. Longer season, less games, but
the one thing that I was so happy to see on Sunday night was they finally connected on that wheel route. That wheel route to Marco for like 44 yards. Like that was something that you've seen it time and time again where it's every time they run it, it almost seems like it's a sure 30-yard gain or even a touchdown, and they always end up dropping the ball, whether it's Ryan Matthews or DeMarco or Sproulsy. They seem to drop the ball on that wheel route. So I was very relieved to actually see it be successful, because it's a play that can be successful for them time and time again. Because I don't think a lot of them linebackers can cover our running backs, especially the Sproles-Royce,
Well, you can cover DeMarco if you want. You better have two.
Yeah, he's going to bowl you over. Did you see that one play where he just lowered down and tried to run that dude over?
Boom. Dude, you better bring fucking friends to the party when you're going to tackle DeMarco, babe.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
So
Still, you know what, dude? I like watching DeMarco play. Even on the bad plays.
I love the intensity.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
He wants the fucking ball, and I've been saying this since this first time I've seen him run. He wants the ball. He wants to play. He wants to win. He's here to get the fucking job done. And he's not a selfish bastard about it either. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? He's a gentleman about it. But you can tell, dude, like,
he wants the ball.
When we watch, for me, it's huge to watch a Dallas Cowboy leave his team, choose to go to the Philadelphia Eagles, their rival. I mean, he made a conscious, clear choice to come to Philadelphia, and then sticks it to Dallas.
Money talks, man.
Hey, dude, keep paying that man.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to pay for productivity like that and heart like that, I'll take it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
He ended up with, we'll get into the running backs. He ended up with 161 total yards, a touchdown. Ryan Matthews, 67 on the ground with a touchdown. So getting productivity out of your two main running backs. I mean, Sproles is always going to see a dip in production when those two are on the field more. I think those two need to be on the field more, but I also think that they need to use Sproles effectively, put him in the slot.
We bring this up every week.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up till I beat it in the ground. Yeah, I mean it's an obvious choice. Like put him in the slot. Have him come out of the backfield.
Speaking of the run game going, dude. Since the run game is going, that opens up the pass game. Yeah. We know that. And throw a little compliment to Sammy Bradford. Don't all hold your fucking breath. But it was a nice 41-yard touchdown pass he threw, and it was nice to see. He still doesn't look. He doesn't have the power that I would like him to have, but he got the ball there. 41-yard pass. Beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
He looked good.
It was a beautiful thing. It's cute the way he throws, though. You can tell he puts so much into it when he throws.
I don't care. Just get it there.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I don't care.
I hear you.
That pass to Matthews to end the game. Solidified a big Eagles victory. His first overtime win, walk-off win of his career.
Yeah, how about Matthews, by the way?
Yeah,
not a single drop.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And you know, the guy when he fucked up and was awful, we bashed the hell out of him. So when he picks it up and works on it and gets it done, I praise the man.
You have to.
So I mean, he played his ass off and 9 catches, $133, game-winning touchdown.
You could tell he was playing with a different level of intensity too.
And the guy walked off the field. You know, they interviewing him. He's like, "Oh, big," you know, the media. "Oh, big victory, Jordan Matthews, big catch." He's like, "It's okay. I just came here and did my job." That was his response. He's like, "On to the next one,"
as it should
you know?
be.
And Chip, you know, just constantly compliments his work ethic. You know, during the bye week, coming in, working. He's like this kid's working tireless, and you know, in his ability to improve on his catching. You know, he made it a focus to work on it. And
9 for 13, 133 yards.
Hopefully,
that's a start.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, he has this fixed. You know, I'll use. I think it's kind of a similar example. You know, the Giants when they had Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber went through a spell where he was fumbling the ball left and right. Yeah. You know, he was having problems fumbling. He actually had to get someone to help him work on, you know, his, you know, ball security. And once he got that fixed, he's a beast. Not that he wasn't a beast before that, but now he's a beast that holds onto the ball.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think if, you know, Jordan Matthews is young and he has had ball, you know, problems catching the ball in the past in college, but you know, the fact that he's working endlessly to improve it I tip my hat to the guy.
It's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
If you're fucking up, it's okay to fuck up. Work on it. Make it better. Don't just be like, okay, I'm fucking up.
And if he screws up again, I'm going to bash him again.
I'll be right in line with him.
And I'll be the first person to commend him and applaud him when he does a great
This
play.
is Philly, babe. We beat your ass when you're down, and we'll help you back up.
Damn straight.
This is Philly. What about the O-line, babe?
The O-line. I'll tell you what. Probably the best part about this whole game was the offensive line. They played the balls off, man. I mean, for what they came in, they had to shift Lane Johnson to left tackle, who he is the left tackle of the future. Let's get that out there right now.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him over there. But then you had to put Dennis Kelly at right tackle. You know, you shifting the lineup. So, you know, chemistry comes into play. And they played better above anyone's standards. No one thought that offensive line was going to be able to protect Bradford the way they did and to open up holes for the run game.
Right.
I mean, it was I thought it was a damn good performance. You know, Philly had 172 rushing yards on the ground. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. For a line that was coming into the game was probably your most worrisome unit. You know, worrying about protecting Bradford, giving him time to throw the ball downfield. So I commend the offensive line on their efforts. And, you know, I'm not saying that Dennis Kelly's going to become the greatest right tackle in the league, but he was serviceable and he did his job.
You don't have to be the best. You have to come in and do your job and do a decent job at your job.
And you know what? They kept that piece of shit Hardy on the ground all night.
Yeah, fuck him. Speaking of doing your job, these fucking refs, dude. Listen, I know we bitch about this a lot as Philly fans, but like,
yeah, let's talk about.
Come on, man.
Let's jump into the defense, and I want to talk about this final drive. Tay, let's walk down memory lane. Let's take a look at the final drive, and I was losing my mind. Losing my mind. I get together with.
Tell me about it. I was texting you, and I was on delay.
I'm texting you. The way you were texting me, I'm like, this dude's not caught up. I didn't want to like spoil it for you. You're flipping out, and I'm over here cheering to victory.
I forgot. I seen somebody I knew on the TV and paused it and had it by the show, whatever.
That's
and
happened to me.
Hit play, and I totally forgot that I was behind.
Yeah, I was out. A friend of mine, Steph. She's a Cowboys fan. Actually, Rick's sister. Yeah,
Dub's sister.
Yeah.
What up, Dubs?
So, what up, Dubs? What up, Steph? I know you're not going to listen to this, but yeah, we always have a good time. You know, win or loss. it's always good competitiveness. But
What do you think happened to that family?
losing.
Real quick before you go into that. I gotta say it. What happened in the Walker household?
Oh, it gets better.
The son's a Cowboy or a Giants fan. The daughter's a Cowboys fan.
Mom's an Eagles fan.
Mom's a smart one.
Yeah.
But Jesus, man, Jesus.
They have a little sister too, and I mean, by default, she should be a Redskins fan, but she's an Eagles fan. She was smart.
The other smart one in the Dubs family.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean to cut you.
Anyway.
God damn.
Great group of people. By the way.
Definitely.
Regardless of their football taste. But this final drive, man. Like, I can understand a call here, a call there, but they were atrocious, and they're almost back to back, and they're picking on Max.
Dude, these aren't even calls where I would be like, all right, I get it. Like, he really did, do that. Like, these are fucking. They're just looking for a reason to throw that fucking flag, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know how anybody could watch that game, Eagles fan or not, and not say something.
Oh, I was losing my mind.
We're not the only team that this happens to. You know what I mean? But I mean, come the fuck on. Like, and if you're going to do that, be fair with it. If you're going to throw fucking flags for everything, throw them for everything for both fucking teams. Yeah. How doesn't he get that pass interference call on him, on Dez? Like, come on, man.
I don't know. I was beside myself on that last drive. I'm like, they were trying to hand this game to Dallas, and then they get to the kicker, one of the most accurate kickers in the game, and he almost shanked the kick. Hits the upright.
Well, you know what pissed me off, dude? Yeah. If that penalty would have happened, the play right before that kick, that couple of yards that they got,
oh yeah,
he would have missed that kick.
Yeah,
that kick would have been fucking over. He barely made that kick. He hit the upright. You back him up 5 yards that he just got from that penalty. He misses that kick.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just beside myself. It was a poor drive for referees, and I'm not one to point the finger, but it was just an awful series of bad calls. Even the defensive hold on Jenkins, I was. It is what it is. But, at least in the end result, it didn't cost us a game. That's what I was worried about.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and cry about calls, all right? Like, we never do, even though we should. But all I ask for is this. If you're going to make bullshit calls...
Be consistent.
And make them both ways. That's all I want.
Yeah, just be consistent
You can dumb this game down as much as you want. We can call fucking penalties until it's two-hand touch. Please be consistent. That's it.
Right.
But
on a much brighter note, a brighter note into a depressing note.
Yeah.
Jordan Hicks, what a hell of a player, man! This guy is like a ball hawk. He just finds the ball and goes after.
He's the magnet, man.
He is just everywhere. And I mean, let put it to you this way: Jordan Hicks this season, 2 interceptions. 3 fumble recoveries, a sack, a touchdown, and a forced fumble. That's just him.
Yeah.
The other linebackers on this team have 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 5 sacks, no touchdowns, and 2 forced fumbles. Like, this dude is just manning up. Like, he was, in my eyes, he was on
course. His stats are better than some defenses in the NFL, dude.
He was on course to be the possibly defensive rookie of the year.
And that might be the saddest thing that we say in this podcast is that he was on course.
I'm sorry.
I said that might be the saddest thing that we have to say in this podcast, that he was on course.
Yeah, it's torn pec, confirmed, I believe, yesterday, out for the year.
The season, man, the rest of the season.
But if he said surgery, full 100% recovery, he'll be fine. Hopefully ready for a start of next season. So
that's crazy.
It's also good that we have the depth that we have at linebacker. And I don't know if it's the linebacker gods playing with his playing puppet strings. One goes down, another one comes up, and another one comes back, and another one goes down.
Job
yeah,
you know?
It's almost like a good problem to have, but you never want to see one of your young, promising stars go down.
No, definitely not. He was a man on the rise.
It sucks.
Let's take that right into the rest of the injuries, I guess.
Yeah, we'll roll the rest of the injuries. You got Jason Peters with a back spasm still. He's practiced the last 2 days, so hopefully he's on target to return on Sunday.
Get him some muscle relaxers, babe.
Yeah, baby. We'll pop one of those later.
Want one now.
Nelson Aguilar has been practicing. He practiced last week, and Chip was like going into Sunday night's game. He just didn't feel comfortable. I think it's his hamstring.
What are you expecting from him when he comes back?
I'm expecting him to stretch the field.
Yeah, full bore.
Yeah, I just don't. You're asking for the Eagles to go downfield, and I am too. But I just don't think they have anyone who can stretch the field. Can Riley Cooper stretch the field?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I mean, can old ass Miles Austin stretch the field?
You know who
These are
stretch the
possession
field?
guys.
You know who could stretch the field? From the fucking backfield, from the shotgun run, and still beat the safety down.
You gotta roll out the Sproles boys, baby.
Unbelievable, that dude.
Yeah. Couple other injuries. We mentioned Hicks. Malcolm Jenkins was diagnosed with a concussion on Sunday night, and I guess it was kept under wraps, so to speak.
Yeah, apparently.
So right now, they said today he was off to the side. He was at practice, but off to the side, going through the protocol. Looked like he was pretty far along in the protocol, so they're saying he might practice tomorrow, Thursday.
So he's not looking to be held for the game?
No, they're saying he should be good for Sunday.
Okay. All right.
But it's not bad enough where he's going to be out for multiple weeks. And that's not like a Carlos Williams thing from Buffalo.
God.
Yeah, because if he's out, the guy who replaced him today in practice, Chris Maragos. Terrific special teamer, but I don't know about your starting safety. Yeah. So
much for the rest of our season.
Yeah. And D'Amico Ryans was off to the side at practice, but off to the side, just rehabbing. And then both running backs were diagnosed with groin injuries, but I don't think it's anything too major. I think it's just, precautionary that they're on the report.
I think someone's trying to get a wiener rub. That's what I think.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Let me see who the groin massage therapist is. Get my own goddamn groin injury.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us out of injuries. You want to go into Screaming Eagle?
Yeah. Who you got?
I think I had the same guy that you were going to have.
You go first. I might have changed mine.
I'll let you go.
Nah, go ahead.
All right, I'm giving it to Hicks.
All right.
I'm giving it to Hicks.
Okay.
Especially since he's on his way out, I think he deserves it.
I agree.
You know what I mean? He's earned the slot, and as far as I'm concerned, he's earned the slot for the next couple of weeks, the way that kid plays.
And you know what? That interception changed the course of the game for me. I think it really kind of changed momentum a little bit. So the kid's a game changer.
I was just going to say that. That's what he is. That's what he does.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. Who you got? Who's your Eagle? Who's your Screaming Eagle?
I'm going to go with the guy who we always talk about. We bring him down. We got to bring him back up. So I'm going to go Jordan Matthews.
Okay, I like that.
He came back with a vengeance. He had a nice catch. Everyone talks about the touchdown catch, to seal the win. And that was a phenomenal play.
Good catch. That catch he took in stride.
No, he had a catch. It was I can't think of the time of the game, but it was the same type of route. But he had to go down to get it, and it's probably a couple of feet from the ground. But he grabbed that baby, scooped it up. It was an awesome catch. So to see him make that kind of catch after the crappy drops that he's had, over the last few weeks specifically.
Listen, there's a lot to be said for a man who has a problem and corrects it and comes back. He might not be the greatest wide receiver in the world, but I'll tell you what, dude. If I tell you got a problem and you fix it, you're good in my book. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So he deserves Screaming Eagle for me.
Who is your bird on a wire this week?
long and hard about this and not sure where I'm going to go. And you know what?
I was kind of having the same problem. I mean, I got somewhere I'm going to put it, but I was having the same problem.
I got to go with the defensive line.
Really?
And there's not a specific guy that I can really pick out.
We could tag groups. We're good to tag groups.
I'm picking three. I'm just picking the three. I'm picking the nobodies.
All right.
Thornton, Logan, Cox.
Who?
Benny Logan, Fletcher Cox.
The nobodies I was playing on the joke. Killing me.
Sorry. Long day.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha! I got you now.
Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Hey! Yeah, so I'm going defensive line. I just, you let up another 100-yard rusher. I'm not used to this,
I don't want to get used to this.
I don't want to get used to this either. It was Darren McFadden. I understand the Cowboys' offensive line is, supposedly great. Well, they're a very good unit. But I just think that by them letting up the run like that really opened up Cole Beasley. I can't believe I'm saying that.
With a straight
That's
face,
like the Kmart version of Wes Welker right there.
The Kmart version.
He's like the blue light special. So I'm going with the nobody. So you got
Chip.
Chip. Big balls, Chip.
Yeah, I still don't like.
Explain your reasoning.
Like we talked about earlier, his lack of use of Sproles. I still don't. I'm not really liking his play calling still. Like I said, everything's getting better. And I'm not 100% on board with the way he runs his house right now. So until that changes, Chip, my man, you're there. Easy to get out of there.
Wire.
Easy to get out of there, but you're fucking there. So
you're teetering on a tightrope.
Yeah, baby. Dude, this is my favorite part of this segment every week. I love this part of the segment, or this, segment, or whatever.
Yeah, we'll call it a segment.
Yeah, the fantasy section.
Yeah, fantasy football.
I look forward to this, and I hope you guys are listening and paying attention to this, because if you've been following, you get some gold out of me and Bowman for this fantasy section.
I'll try my best.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, some gold. So, and I got a gem for you tonight, too.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I want to start off with a couple notes. Some things you might need to know leading into Week 10, Week 10's edition of Fantasy Football. Number one, news that came out very recently, Eddie Lacy has been benched. So I would not start him this week. I also wouldn't drop him because it just seems like they're going to ride the hot hand out there.
He's dropped right now in my league, and I wanted to scoop him.
I have him in a couple of my leagues, and I will not drop him.
I wouldn't get rid of him yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of him
But
yet.
the league he got dropped in all fairness, is that old man league where we only have 2 running backs. So if you had a week backup, if you picked Eddie Lacy, expect him to do something. It's a little late in the game, dude.
Yeah.
And the guy who's got him is a good buddy of mine. I was telling him, I was like, I picked him up last year, and I'm blowing smoke, but I picked him up last year. He didn't really do nothing until like the 5th week last year, but you got to ride it out with him. He fucking dropped him this week, finally.
Another injury that's been monitored is Megatron Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He's nursing an ankle injury. He's coming off a bye. They say he's practicing, so it's nothing like his injury last year, so he should be good to go.
Andrew Luck's injured.
Andrew Luck out 2 to 6 weeks with like 45 injuries, so I'm not even going to get into all that, but he's hurt. Latavius Murray is nursing a concussion. Still hasn't passed through the protocol yet, so that's a situation I would monitor leading up to Sunday. And Teddy Bridgewater also nursing a concussion. I think it's a concussion, but he's also been okay. He's been okay to practice, so he's good to go. They're saying he's on track to start Sunday. But again, anything can happen, so I monitor that if you're going to start him. And lastly, Big Ben, once again, goes down.
That's tough.
Alon Smith messed him up.
That's tough, man. That's tough for him.
So he's out. They got a game Sunday, then they got a bye.
Did you see his face on the cart?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're hoping to have him back by after the bye. That's gotta suck, man. You just come back. You you get one game under your belt, you got another game, you're in your second game trying to get a rhythm, and then boom.
Dude, he was not happy about it, bro.
But you know what, though? At least it wasn't as bad as they had envisioned. They were talking Liz Frank, done. Well, for the year. So that's call my tidbits on fantasy. Now we can jump into you got any special guys on a wire that you're eyeing up this week? Do you want to pick up?
Yeah.
Who you got?
Starks, first and foremost.
Yeah, he's got to be the number one guy.
He might have been a pickup early and then a drop, but you got to grab him. You got to get him back. My gem of the week, if you don't have him already, and you're running back heavy leagues, Doug Martin.
If he's on the waiver wire, there's something wrong with your league.
Dude.
I'm just saying.
I hear you, but you guys hear me talking every week about these fucking gems that I find on the waiver wires every week. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Do you want to run down the start number and set them real quick, or what do you want to do? Or you want to do the waivers?
Yeah. You got any more waivers? Any other guys you're looking at? I mean, one guy well, I'll give you two receivers. One is if Devontae Adams is somehow still available.
He's another one that was
picked
league. Up and then dropped.
Yeah.
James Jones, same way.
Injuries, sometimes you just don't have roster space for that guy.
I'm a James Jones fan as well, for the record, if he's still out there, because I think there's a better chance that you're going to find James Jones on that wire than you will Devontae.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point,
personally, I wouldn't go grab James Jones. I'm not a big James Jones fan.
I know.
I'm more a Devontae guy, so I would go pick him up. And another guy I would pick up who's seen increase in targets over the last couple of weeks with your boy down in Tennessee is Dorial Green Beckham. So if he's available, you need a guy to fill in a flex spot on your buys. This week, I think he's a good flex play.
Are they related?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
They're both receivers.
Yeah,
He must feel salty he's not the junior.
We're bordering a race issue here. Let's keep it moving, bud.
Let's see here. Another guy who I would pick up. I'll go running back is if he's available. This is another guy that's been add and drop. Who?
You go.
Carlos Williams.
Not who I was going to say.
See that?
He's on my roster. He's been on my roster.
Yeah, but I actually did pick him up. There's leagues where he's been dropped and picked up, But if he's available, I go out and grab him. Number one, Shady's a walk-in injury report, and I just traded for him.
Yeah.
But I was desperate. And, he's walking injury report. And Carlos Williams, even when Shady's, like last week, Shady had
he gets his touches.
16 carries for 112, and he had, 9 for 103 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he had 2 touchdowns.
It's one of Chip Kelly's mistakes, right? Another guy you can add to the list, Landry Jones.
Landry Jones,
yeah.
If you're hurting for a quarterback, it's got to pick up. If Blake Bortles is out there, I grab him in a heartbeat. He's going up against the Ravens this week, 31st in pass defense.
What's his name? The running back from Dallas.
Darren McFadden.
Yeah,
another guy.
Another good pickup for the week. I think that's enough gold for the.
It's enough gold
for the waivers.
Go dig.
You guys better start fucking paying us. You got the email address. We do PayPal.
Yeah, we got. We'll accept any gifts, donations.
Miller Lite. Whatever you got going on.
If you send us some craft brews, we'll take that as well. We're not picky. We'll try anything once.
All right, so start them, sit them. Who you starting quarterback?
I'm going to give you 2 quarterbacks. One is my one sleeper, Blake Bortles.
Okay.
All right, I would definitely start him if he's available and you need a bye week replacement. The other guy is a guy that I had as my bust of the year. He's turned into a gem, Mr. Drew Brees. And the reason why I say this is because, especially this week, they're playing the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
And their secondary is banged up. They're missing both their corners. So I'll just go right now. If you have a New Orleans Saint, I would start him. Big Ben Watson, start him. Willie Snead, start him. Brandon Cooks, start him.
All right, my stardom is Flacco.
Flacco? Joey Flacco, Jersey boy.
Going against your boy this week, too.
Yeah, well, that is an opportunity to be a high-scoring game.
It might be a shootout. And that'll...
nothing wrong with a shootout.
Not at all.
Take the over.
Let's segue that into running back, where my stardom is Forsett. I love Forsett this week. Coincidentally, I have Forsett because I traded for him. And that trade ended up last week being the nail in the coffin for the dude I traded. Came back to fucking bite him.
Nice.
So he had who's his starting running back? Who's fucking out now? But now his starting running back, his number one, Doug Martin, who was also stardom for this week.
Right.
But you don't want that to be your only running back. You don't want that to be your number one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all.
Who you like?
I'm going to ride this train until it derails, and I'm going Todd Gurley.
It's been a long ride on the Gurley train.
I'm fine with it. I'm in first class. I'm sitting back, relaxing. I got a window seat.
Drink on the way.
Oh, yeah. Don't have to get up. I just got to get up to pee. Good.
Even that's arguable.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna ride the Gurley train. He's been a beast.
I like it.
And I mean, if you want to give me another guy, because I know that's an obvious one, I'll go D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. It should be a no-brainer.
He's just been a beast. So,
I got one more little tidbit of information since we're talking about Carlos and McCoy. I don't know if you picked up on this, but you read your articles, I read mine. In a lot of the articles I've been reading, they're being referred to now as the running back duo or a running back duo, almost like what we have here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So if the writing's not on the wall for you there, I don't know what to tell you. Go Carlos, he's starting for me.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What if you have Shady and you have Carlos Williams, both on your fantasy football team? Who do you start? And tell me if you would start both of them in the same lineup.
No, because Buffalo's not going to run and score that much. I'm not
talking. This week is a wash. This week is the Jets.
Well, I just mean in general. I don't think Buffalo's going to bowl over a team that much, where they're going to be running the ball, that both of them get the ball that much. If you're in a league where you're starting two running backs, typically you want to have two running backs better than that. For me, if I look at them two running backs, it's a choice. It's Shady or Carlos, and I go Carlos, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
That could change. I don't see it changing anytime soon. I mean, I fought my partner on Carlos. If you remember, a couple weeks back, I wanted to get rid of him along with C.J. Anderson. And I find myself enjoying some crow. And I'm fine with it because, like I tell him all the time, like, we get into our arguments and our discrepancies and whatever. I would rather be fucking wrong and you calling me an asshole and us making points than to be fucking right and still have the guy on our... You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So...
It costs... The reason why I brought that up...
We got rid of CJ and kept Carlos.
The reason why I brought this up is because it's a problem I'm having to deal with at the moment.
In your keeper league, right?
And my keeper league.
Yes.
And I just traded for Shady because I had Carlos. I had a lot of depth at wide receiver, and I had Carlos. So I'm like, I can trade for Shady.
Maybe you should go Shady for Doug Martin.
I can't. The trade deadline's over.
That's right. It was last week. Right?
Yeah. Early, man. It's early. I love the trade. But it's this problem. Like, I don't know. Like, if I would have started both of them last week, I might have won. It would have been close.
Yeah.
But if I would have... There's no way I would even fathom to start both of them until I saw the numbers last week. So it just has me thinking,
What did Shady put up last week?
116 and a touchdown.
Points.
In that league, I think it was like 20.
And Carlos put out like 30-something, right?
Yeah, something like that. I'd have to look it up. It's a PPR league, so
okay.
Yeah, so
let me look at my more standard league real quick because now you got me fucking curious.
He had 2 touchdowns. He had
Who did?
Carlos.
Oh, I think
He had I think he had like 110 and 2 touchdowns, something, or 103, something like that.
Let me see. Shady had 23, 112 yards, 1 touchdown, 7 yards receiving. And where's Los?
Carlos is a beast, though. You know.
Nah, I wasn't
if
believer.
If he can stay healthy,
believer.
That's a steal for them. I think they got him in like
Carlos
the 4th.
had 26.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So 49 points if you started both of them.
I know. Thanks.
Wow.
That's my dilemma.
Yeah, you know, dude. Until you said that,
do I start like my receivers right now are Cobb, Evans, Cooper, Snead. So last week I went Cooper, Evans, Snead. Oh no, hold on. Cooper, Evans, and Snead.
So that'd be more apt to start 2 running backs.
Sack Cobb, Sack Carlos. So my running backs were Shady and Ingram. So it's like it's a crapshoot. I'm in a good problem with a bad problem. So I won't lag anymore. I just wanted an opinion. Let's run into wide receivers. Who's your start?
I kind of lost my place, to be quite honest with you, but I'm just going to go with, for me, what I think is a layup this week is Martavis Bryant.
Yeah, man. He's you got the Landry Jones factor.
They got the band back together.
Oh yeah.
You know,
the band is back together. At least for a week.
Yeah, at least
because they go on a bye next week.
Well, the last time they were together, he put up fuck ton of points. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing this week.
Yeah.
You know?
So receiver, man. You got a Julio on a bye. They're the obvious ones.
Yeah, you got any sneakies? Any sneakies?
Little sneaky.
Little sneaky.
I think one guy, and I think he's going to put up some points this week, especially in the PPR league, is Jarvis Landry against the Eagles.
Yeah.
He'll probably carve them up for some points, maybe a touchdown. So that's one guy I would start. Other guy I would start is Allen Robinson. Like the dude's turned into a monster. I would put him in the upper echelon of wide receivers right now from a fantasy perspective. He's pretty much catapulted himself to must-start status, regardless of matchup. If you go on Revis Island and you go, Revis, get out of my way, this is my island now.
Yeah.
You got to start.
I think it's much easier for him to do that when Hearns is on the field, and that's not a guarantee for Sunday right now. He's moved to questionable.
But Alshon Jeffrey does the same thing in Chicago. It's Alshon Jeffrey against the world.
Yeah.
And he still put up a shit ton of points on Monday night.
True story.
So, I mean, to your point does have ground, but I still think he'll get points regardless. I'm not saying he's going to put up $150.
No.
Or anything like that. But I do think that he'll put up some points. So
I don't think we need to cover kickers and defenses this week.
Well, we gotta get tight end. You want to do 6?
Oh yeah, tight end. My bad.
Tight end. I'll tell you what. I gotta ride the hot hand. Tyler Eifert.
Yeah.
Like the guy was a monster last week. He's got Houston this week. I gotta ride the hot hand.
How can you not? Points are points, dude. Production's production.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Ride the wave till it's over.
Yeah. So who you got? Who you gonna sit at quarterback? Who's one guy you want to sit at quarterback?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make the late in the show fucking Eagles joke. Yeah, I know. Dude, everybody is talking about Bortles this week. I don't want to say sit him, but something inside my gut is just telling me that the game is not going to go good for Bortles. I don't know what it is. So if I was laying money on that game, I would stay away from that game completely. I wouldn't even go on to Baltimore, even though I think it's going to be a shootout. which is weird to say that it's going to be a shootout, but I don't think Bortles going to put up points. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really on the fence about Bortles.
My quarterback to sit, and a lot of people are going to be riding the hot hand, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah?
Coming off of AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors for the second time this season.
Carolina. I mean,
yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
So I would not, if you don't have to start him, I wouldn't start him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other guys that I would definitely sit. Since we're going to marry a Tyrod, I think he's going to get fucking eaten alive. The Jets this week. What are we talking about? Is Bridgewater even playing?
He's on track to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all I got for this week.
All right, let's move on to running backs.
All right.
I'm gonna take a chunk and I'm gonna pick a guy. I got two guys actually. The first guy is playing Seattle, and his name's Chris Johnson. Guys have been riding his hot hand for a few weeks now, so I would sit him against Seattle. And the second guy, and it's more of a playing time issue for this guy, but Amir Abdullah from Detroit. It seemed that the last Detroit game, it seemed that Joyke Bell was back, healthy, 100%, and he was the lead back. He got the majority of the carries, so that might be a guy that if you're desperate for a running back, it's a guy you might want to look into, is Joyke Bell. I'm not saying as your RB1, your RB2, or even your RB3, but I mean, if you need that,
if you're on your Pookie tip for a running back,
if you need that desperate flex guy, then maybe Joyke Bell's an option. But I would definitely wouldn't. I'm not recommending Joyke Bell, but I would not start Abdullah.
All right, so for me, the stock's been going up on Shane Vereen.
Yeah, especially in a PPR league.
Just because of, what's his name's hurt in New England.
I would not touch.
He is a sit-em.
Yes.
All right. If you have LeGarrette Blount, that's going to be your go-to in that situation. My other stardom is for the week, Bernard. I like Giovanni Bernard this week. I like Ronnie Holman this week. So my sit-em's going to be C.J. Anderson. If you haven't been sitting him fucking like an intelligent human being already. -1 game he went off. He goes off the week after we get rid of him to make me look like a jerk off. But, that's my sit him. And we already said Starks is a no-brainer. D'Angelo's a no-brainer. McFadden's starting to become a no-brainer. I hate to even say that out loud. But
let's go wide receivers. Sit them. Who you got?
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham?
I don't think he's going to have a good week.
You're going to sit him?
I'm going to sit him.
Against the Patriots?
I'm going to sit him.
Wow.
I'm going to sit him.
That's goes in the bold decision safe.
And we're
going to lock that up. I'm going to change the code so you can't break in and take it out before game time.
That's fine.
You're locking it up.
Hey, lock it up, dude. Lock it up.
All right, ODB.
I don't think he's going to have
to
a
the
big
bench.
Game.
Man, that's a bold prediction there.
It just happened.
I'm going to pick another one. I'm going to pick a guy. His name's Jeremy Maclin.
I heard that guy.
Just because he's in Kansas City now. Sit him.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. I just don't like the matchup this week. Denver, I don't care if Talib is in or out. Well, if obviously he's out on eye gouge.
Yeah.
But regardless, I would sit him.
So what do you think's going to happen in that game? Do you think Denver's going to win that game?
Yeah. I got Denver by 23 points.
All right. I got a super stardom for you for the week, too.
Super stardom?
Super stardom. And I fucking let it go earlier. Forgot about it.
All right, bring it in.
Mike Evans.
Against the Cowboys?
Eat him the fuck up this week. Eat him up this week.
Who you got at tight end? Sit him. Who are you sitting at the tight end position?
Gronk.
Gronk?
Just kidding. Just kidding. Fucking never sit the Gronk. Kelsey from Kansas City.
Yeah?
That's going to be my sit-em. Yeah, I know. All right, we're going at each other a little bit.
I don't like that one.
That's okay. You don't have to like it.
That's the Kelsey. I'm gonna tell Jason about that.
And one more.
He's gonna be pissed off.
One more, and this is
Who you got?
Another fucking stretch. Martellus Bennett going against St. Louis.
Okay.
They're my sevens.
I'm only picking one. His name's Jimmy Graham, and he's playing the Arizona Cardinals.
I wouldn't even miss that.
Before he plays the Arizona Cardinals, he's been located on milk cartons, milk boxes. You know, he's in the lost and found areas of multiple facilities.
Yeah, the search and
mainly
rescue
the
party
Seattle facility. So I would put an APB out.
Someone said he was lost on Bourbon Street one day.
Maybe he wants to go back. So I would sit Mr. Jimmy Graham this week. And probably every week thereafter.
We called that. I don't know if you remember, we had this conversation.
I think he was going to flourish.
Week 1 or 2, we both said that. He was going to be a check down at best.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's close out fantasy. We done fantasy, right?
Yeah, cut it.
All right,
cut it, print it, locked everything in the safe.
Let's move on into Mr. Dubs.
What up, Dubs?
What's going on, guys?
What's
How
going
you
on,
doing?
buddy?
Good, man, good. I'm trying to win some more money this week.
I hear you. How'd you make out last week overall?
Yeah, that's not talk. I stayed even again, which I was at $7 3 weeks ago, and I'm still there. I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth.
Buddy, listen, evens up when you're a degenerate.
Even is up, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're not under.
If you're not down, you're up. You ain't first, you're last.
That is right.
So what's your breakdown for the week, dude? Who you got?
All right, I'll start at quarterback. At quarterback, I went cheap, but I went as sure thing as I can go, in my opinion. Blake Bortles against Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
I should have a big day against that whole crap of a defense there.
The 31st ranked pass defense.
31st ranked.
You know, I see the same numbers that everybody else sees, and for whatever reason, it's just not speaking to me this week on Bortles, man.
You're blinded by the light.
I might be. It's not that I think
Baltimore is terrible, buddy.
Yeah, look, I'm not. I will not stick up for Baltimore in the least bit. I just don't see Bortles doing it this week. I don't know why. I just got a bad feeling on it.
Maybe you need to take a trip to Duval County.
It might have been that chimichanga.
It might have been.
It could have been that chimichanga.
Sitting yucky in the stomach.
Bad chimichanga.
Let me roll through something for you real quick.
Please do.
As far as Baltimore goes, I'm going to read you some numbers.
Please do.
351, Derek Carr, yardage and quarterback. This year against Baltimore. 351, Derek Carr. 383, Andy Dalton. 457, Josh McCown. 340, Colin, I can't even start on the 49ers, Kaepernick. Do you see a trend here?
No, listen, you're arguing a point that you don't need to argue with me. I get it. I just don't see Bortles doing it this week. I just have a feeling.
I got a feeling.
Well, I guess we'll revisit this next week.
What's that?
I guess we'll be revisiting this next week.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I don't take your lunch money for that move.
No, you won't.
All right.
Don't worry.
Who you got running, babe?
Move on to running back. D'Angelo, I'm a sure thing Williams.
Yeah, that's a solid call there.
Guy tears it up, man.
No, 11th in fantasy football among running backs for the season.
That's crazy, dude.
And he's only started in 3 games. That is just mind-blowing to me.
He's within league leaders in touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's within 150 or 200 yards of the rushing lead. Well, the top of the rankings in rushing yards. And like you said, 3 starts. That's incredible.
Dude, overall for me this year, from where the running backs started to where they are now, has been almost a fucking complete, they put them all in a hat and shook the hat up and, let it roll back out. There's a lot of guys, Eddie Lacy, man, is a complete bust this year.
He lost his starting job today.
Yeah, officially.
Think about a yearly fantasy league and the first round. And the running backs went in that first round. Other than Peterson, are there any left? I don't even know if there's any left right now.
No, and what's crazy about that is, dude, one of my leagues is a real running back heavy league. It's the league you're supposed to draft running backs first. And I didn't. I took Gronk. And I didn't take any of the fucking, the oh my God, we're the best running backs out there. I took CJ Anderson, I think, in the 4th or something like that. But where I ended up with where all these other guys ended up, it's a 10-team league. Pretty much every team drafted their 2 running backs first. We're in third place. We're in third place in the power rankings.
How did C.J. Anderson drop to the 4th round in a running back heavy league when he was drafted in the majority?
In the first round.
Yeah, the majority the first round.
I don't know, because he didn't get drafted in the first round for us in my league at all.
Even the quarterbacks have been all like Brady. I don't know about your guys' league, but Brady and a couple of my leagues went in like the 5th round.
Well, that's because depending on when the draft was he was still being
that's
in limbo on the suspension.
Well, mine was after the limbo, and like that running back heavy league, I got Brady in like the 8th round.
That's insane. I need to join. You need to send me an invite for that league next year.
You can have it.
Whatever, $500 a person, I'm in. It doesn't matter. It does not matter how much money it costs to be in that league. How many teams are there?
10.
Still, there's no reason for that. Wow.
Yeah. Who's your other running back?
Justin Forsett.
Love it.
Against a very poor Jacksonville defense. That game could end up being a shootout. I don't know if Flacco has it in him with his weakened receiving core, but Justin Forsett will have a lot to say about their offense in that game.
Is that game in Jacksonville? I'm not sure.
No, it's in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore, okay.
Yeah. Keeping on the trend of Jacksonville-Baltimore, my first receiver is Allen Robinson.
Okay.
The A-Rob show. Isn't he from your school there, the white and blue?
Yeah, that's right. Penn State, we are.
Okay.
Hey, Allen Robinson, just my personal opinion, he's entering the upper echelon of must-start receivers from here on out. You know, what he did on Revis Island last week is unforeseen, and, you know, I was impressed last week. So
I would agree with that, especially at his price. At $6,700, you can't go wrong there.
Definitely.
For a top receiver. Speaking about good price, my second receiver is Martavis Bryant at $5,500.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love him this week, too.
With Landry Jones throwing him the ball, he had 35 points the first time Landry Jones threw him the ball.
And that was his debut, too. He probably still had, you know, to work kinks out, and his legs probably wasn't full game speed.
Nah, he's due for another ripper, too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's coming.
If I'm not mistaken, Antonio Brown didn't do well at all with Landry Jones at quarterback.
I think in standard leagues he averaged 4 to 5 points per game with Ben out. Like that's including Vic too. No touchdowns.
So everybody's gonna stay on that Antonio Brown train, and I'm off.
Oh yeah, I've already hopped off. I hopped off I waited until about 8:00 Sunday night, and I hopped off.
Yeah.
Who's your
my third one?
There you go.
My third receiver is Devontae Adams. Had to go cheaper at $4,200, but I think he's a very good play there. Randall Cobb does nothing for me.
I think that's a pick at that price, dude. I think that's a steal.
Yeah.
James Jones, I think, has come, he's back down to earth, back down to the reason the Giants cut him, I think.
Well, I don't think he was cut worthy, but anyway.
No, you're right, but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah, please.
Attaboy, Dubs.
Speaking of the Giants, we're going to go tight end with Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, Gronk.
You have to go at $8,000. He's very expensive, but the Giants just cannot. I predict 10 for 150 and 2 touchdowns out of him.
It's a pretty good day.
Yeah, I think he's going to kill it. The Giants and the Raiders, if you got a good tight end, or pretty much any tight end against them, you got to go with them.
I agree. And let's wrap it up with the defense.
You want my flex too?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Flex. I'm sorry.
Flex, I'm going to stay with the tight end team and go Jordan Reed against the terrible New Orleans defense, who, along with the Giants and Raiders, you also need to play every tight end possible.
Yeah. Just play everyone against the Washington Redskins.
And just another point about this game, I would highly consider starting Kirk Cousins if you wanted to save money at quarterback. I think this might be his best shot of having any fantasy relevance this year is against New Orleans. Just throwing that out there.
Why? Because the Saints put up 52 on the Giants?
Because the Saints' defense is trash. Pretty much. It has nothing to do with the Giants.
And your defense.
The Oakland Raiders.
The Raiders.
Against Minnesota. I just have a feeling Oakland's going to keep up with their interception trend, and they get sacks. They might give up some points, but I still think they'll get you points out of sacks and turnovers.
Yeah, they got a good mix on that defense. Linebackers are pretty solid. You know, anytime you have Charles Woodson back there, you're good, even when he's 40 years old or however old he is.
From you know who, the Maize and Blue.
Yeah. Had to slip that in there, didn't you?
I did. I gave you your credit with the Allen Robinson. I had to go to Michigan with that.
I appreciate it. I let that one slide. So, if you had to pick a sleeper of the week or your best value play of the week, just one person, who is it?
I gotta go Devontae Adams at 42.
Okay. And who is there one guy that you're going to have in all your lineups across the board? He's just the best play, period, regardless of price. He's going to be the guy who puts up, like, you know, a ton of points this week, no matter what.
Gronk.
I've got to sting a little bit every time you say it.
The Gronk train.
I kind of accepted it at this point, but he's expensive. But I gotta say him. Martavis Bryant also because of his price. But yeah, it's the one. So I'm just gonna give you Gronk.
The Gronk train. Choo choo.
You know who I like this week for my sleeper? Doug Martin. That's my sleeper for the week.
I was looking at him at running back. It's not a bad pick.
That's my sleeper for the week. You heard it here.
I get another one. I also should mention is Devin Funchess. I think.
There's his second slip in.
The fuck he just called me?
What the funk?
Devin Funchess is quietly becoming Cam's favorite target.
All right. Well, this conversation isn't Funchess anymore. So. All right, Dubs.
All right, Dubs, you got anything else to add?
No, that's about it. Go Giants. Don't be surprised if they...
Hey, let me... Hold on, before you finish that comment,
Okay.
I want your prediction on Sunday's game, Giants-Patriots. Give me your prediction, a real prediction.
I'm trying to think of score right now. I have the Giants winning.
Of course you do.
I mean, but there's reasons for this. I'm going to say 27-23.
Dubs, can you put your wife on the phone? We need to talk to her and have her check your temperature and maybe drug test you.
Well, I have been awake since 3 in the morning, but that has nothing to do with it.
That might have everything to do with it. Are you confusing New York with New England?
Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are going to stand on that sideline, look across that football field, and see Coughlin and Eli standing there and go into instant convulsions. They're going to have nightmares before the game even starts.
And then after Sunday, the Giants are instantly Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, imagine that.
If they beat New England, I don't think you can argue that. But let's just get there first.
Yeah.
I really want to make sure you're not on drugs. Are you okay down there?
Look, the two biggest problems the Giants have on defense is tight end, which I'm already chalking that up. Fine. And getting beat deep. Now, New England doesn't have that many deep threats. They don't. Justin Edelman is not a deep threat.
It's Julian.
Julian Edelman.
Huh?
Julian Edelman.
Isn't that what I said?
You said Justin.
Oh, boy.
You have Justin Bieber on the mind?
You know what?
I told you I've been awake since 3 in the morning. So let me finish this.
I'm listening.
The reason why they have been getting beat deep all year is because of the lack of a pass rush. Well, that's going to change again this week. I think Spags is going to blitz, and I think they're going to get to Brady.
So your tight end weak team with no pass rush that's getting crushed with the deep ball is going to beat New England and be a contender for the Super Bowl. You heard it here, folks.
The reason why their pass rush has been weak is because we haven't had a pass rusher. We've got JPP back, and we haven't blitzed. I think they're going to do JPP's.
He's got a club on his feet.
They're going to blitz.
Kind of ironic you get him back around week 8, week 9, isn't it?
Wow, you've been saving that. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Off the cuff, babe. I don't do research. Ask Bowman. It's all off the cuff.
Right, well, that's pretty good.
Oh, man. All right, well, listen, you enjoy your delirium, dude. We'll call your Giants Super Bowl statement a momentary lapse of reason, and we won't call your wife this week. But if that shit keeps up, dude, we're definitely drug testing it. We love you, Dubs.
All right, love you too. We'll revisit this next week.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Later.
See you.
All right. That concludes our fantasy segment with Mr. Dubs. We thank you for your input. And speaking of the Giants, we're going to dive into what's going on in the NFC East.
What is going on in the NFC East?
I don't know, man. It's ugly.
Dude, like I said a couple minutes ago, first place is like fraud place. Like, I just...
ugly.
I don't know, man.
It is ugly.
It's bad. It's so bad.
So bad.
Dude,
let me tell you something. We're playing the Miami Dolphins this weekend, right? And their new coach, his name is Dan Campbell, and he used to play in the NFC East. And I thought this quote kind of fit pretty well with the division. He's like, I guess they were asking him about the Eagles, the NFC East, and what it's like to play, you know. He's like, there's no division like the NFC East where everybody hates everybody. And
yeah.
I think that's a damn true statement, you know? You go to these other divisions and, you have the Titans playing the Jaguars, and, may the best team win, and this, that, next thing. Like, there's no, like... I mean, there are divisions that
they call us the Beast Coast, right?
Yeah.
You know,
but you don't see hatred. I mean, the NFC North is a good hatred division. You know, they hate each other. But the NFC East, just for years.
I have a theory on this. You care to hear it?
Shoot.
It's all to do with the genes. Okay, some of us call them dungarees. My generation calls them jeans. Now, I will tell you a little story. Gunn's going to share a little bit.
I'm going to sit back in my rocking chair and listen.
So I went out to California, all right, probably like 10 years ago now. Okay, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a younger Guns back then.
A younger Guns.
Now, of course, I traveled with my black Dawkins jersey that I still wear every Sunday. So, needless to say, I'm wearing my jersey out there repping, because that's where we're from, Philly. That's what you do. The first two things I packed were Eagles jerseys and Eagles hat when I was going out of state. So I met a bunch of nice people out there. I stayed with a real good friend of mine. I went out there to visit her because she'd moved out there, whatever, and I was relaxed. I've never been so relaxed and seen so much beauty. When we stayed in Santa Barbara, it was the most amazing trip that I've ever had, dude. I can't tell you how peaceful it was. Do you know these people told me I was aggressive and angry? Now, I'm telling you, Burrow, I was just meeting these people, and I was, out of my element. So I'd be like, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. And I was, overdoing the cordials with these people.
Yeah.
Bro, unbelievable. So I'm with these people. We were in search of a 7-Eleven type store because I needed to get I was looking for a Philadelphia cigar. Okay, you can fill in your own blanks in your head. Like I said, I was a younger Guns. And we get into a neighborhood, and, they parked the car, and one of the girls, she's like, I wouldn't walk in this neighborhood since it's late at night. And I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm walking in this neighborhood. It looked like Newtown Square. So the point that I'm drawing here is they're soft all over the world, okay? And where I meant it leads down to jeans is the guys over on the West Coast 10 years ago were already wearing the tight jeans. The jeans were already tight over there. It's cutting off the ball circulation, and the testosterone's not flowing. There's not enough cock and balls anymore in general life. And I think that just starts to spread its way across the country, and it goes west to east. We're the last of a dying breed. The East Coast is where men are men. I don't think that's to be found anywhere else.
Well said.
That's your story, but play that back tonight for your children to go to bed.
Bedtime story. Featuring the Guns.
Bedtime with Uncle Guns.
Guns are blazing. But yeah, let's take a look. You got the Giants playing the undefeated New England Patriots. Now, the storybook is set. Like, you got, this has all the makings of an upset. Elisha. is like, he's like, Brady's my bitch. I walk in, he gets on his knees and bows down to me because he can't beat me. But I just see a different tune in this song, you know?
This isn't our run-of-the-mill Brady.
Yeah, this is Angry Brady.
Nobody messes with Angry
You don't want to
Brady.
mess with Angry Brady. I don't see... Do I think the Giants can score on the Patriots? Yes. But do I think they can keep up with the Patriots offense? No chance.
Do you see anybody keeping up with them this year?
It's going to be hard, dude. Unless they go down with a significant injury, I really don't see... I think the Broncos can play with them. If there's any team in the AFC that can knock them off, or keep it, competitive, would be the Broncos. I would love to see the Broncos Patriots AFC Championship game.
Yeah, it depends.
It's like a stat. It's like I'm not worried about Peyton Manning. I'm talking about the Denver Broncos defense. That defense is off the charts crazy.
Yeah.
Like from the first level to the third level. Like, they're just off the charts crazy. Like, they're insane. I don't know if you watched that game they played against Aaron Rodgers a couple weeks ago, but they made him look like a little boy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah? He was a little boy in a big man's playground.
Still got to be able to put up points, though. You know what I mean? And that's where New England gets you.
Well, I get that, but I think the Denver Broncos have the defense to stop Brady.
Yeah,
so,
I can see that.
But I just don't see, back to the case in point here, I just don't see the Giants keeping up with Brady. I just think Brady pulls away.
I don't know why anybody would think, really, that the Giants are the team to do it.
The reason why people think that the Giants can do it, and all your Giants fans, as you heard a little while ago, are going to feel pumped up and excited and optimistic for this game, is because they've owned Brady. They've owned him. So they have every reason to be confident that they can beat him. But this is a different team. The defense is atrocious. And I don't care if you put 4 JPPs on the front, you know, with 3 fingers.
All 12 of them.
Yeah, each give them 2 fingers, you know.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I just don't see them keeping up. So I see the Patriots winning that game.
I'm with you on that one, brother. No argument here from Uncle Guns.
Next up, you got the Cowboys and the Buccaneers.
The Cowboys are fucking hanging on by a thread right now. Tampa Bay is a winnable game for them, I think. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Tampa's going to step it up. I think Dallas coming off of a tough loss. And Philly, you know, maybe it was one of those situations where they're overlooking the Tampa game. You know, focus mainly on the Philly game and maybe probably sucking up that loss. And a lot of questions in Dallas right now, dude. A lot of questions in Dallas. Yeah. Although I do like Dallas's newly established running game. I will go on record and say that.
I don't like anything about Dallas. Yeah. So there's that. But with that being said, I do think they have a good opportunity to win on against the Bucs. I really think that the Bucs defense is kind of suspect, and I do think the Cowboys are going to put up points. So I think that the Cowboys squeak this one out. I'm not going to give you a score, but I just think they squeak it out by like a field goal.
You think it's going to be a higher or lower?
I would go like 23-20, 24-21.
That's a game to watch.
Yeah, close game.
It's a game to watch.
With a bunch of cellar dwellers, you know.
Yeah. Do we even talk about any of these other NFC East teams? Like the next one down the pike, the next one down 95,
the Washington Deadskins.
Yeah, like, do we even talk about them? Are they even considered a fucking team anymore?
Did Deshaun Jackson show up last week?
Who?
He was supposed to. I thought he was supposed to be active last week.
Dude, doesn't matter.
Hey,
That team, I actually hit a point. Okay, 8 weeks in, I hit a point. I feel bad for that team.
I don't.
Dude, everything. And here's the thing. I'm not a real hate Washington guy. Like, they're in our conference, so fuck them. But, like, they haven't really been relevant enough for me to even feel like there's a real rivalry there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, their games are usually, like, shit games when we go to. Like, if you look at ticket prices, they're usually the cheapest game you can get to.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm starting to feel for that team. Like, dude, from the reporters all the way to the players and the coaches, that team is just fucked up.
Yeah, I care less about them.
All right, well, let's move on then.
I care less. They're going to get the doors blown off on one Sunday.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Drew Brees, a hot Drew Brees. He's going to he might put up 4 more touchdowns on Sunday.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be, it might get ugly. So.
I hate seeing you eat words, bud.
Oh, man. I sure hope
I was so sure. I was right in agreement with you. However, my Kaepernick prediction seems to be coming true.
Yeah.
And that was a shocking prediction in the beginning.
I just don't. I don't understand the benching.
I don't know what they think they're gonna get out of that.
I think they needed to do something, so they did that. They needed to do something to show that they were going to stand up to losing. And
it's kind of like bad parenting, though.
So quarterback scapegoat, and there you go. I'm just sorry, but I wouldn't bench I don't care how bad Kaepernick has played. I would never bench him for Blaine Gabbert. Like, Blaine Gabbert is just awful. I don't get it. I mean, I can understand if you had a liable, backup, but you don't.
What kind of message do you think that sends to Cap, dude?
He's gone.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So, well, that'll turn into be a pretty interesting offseason for a few teams.
We had this conversation a few weeks back.
Last week, I believe, right?
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Do you think that is even on the table?
It all depends on how things play out. If the Eagles win their next 6 games,
no, then obviously not.
Yeah, I'm just saying if the Eagles, right. And they're not going to win the next 6 games because they play New England somewhere in between there, and that's a loss. But with that being said, if Bradford rolls through and the Eagles end up 10-6, okay, so he loses 2 games the rest of the way, New England and someone else. They're going to talk extension with him.
You think?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
It all depends on how he plays. I mean, it could be 6 shitty wins. But they're wins.
That's not enough for me, man.
I want to see playoff Bradford. That's what I want to see. I want to see him get consistent, manage the game, put together a string of victories, get into playoffs, and win me a game in the playoffs.
See, playoff Bradford, I think, would matter to me if regular season Bradford was worth his weight. And to me, he's not. I don't know. I want a better quarterback. Kaepernick's a better quarterback. Kaepernick's a better fit for this. I don't think Kaepernick is, my favorite answer. I think he's a better answer for this team than Bradford is, though. Right now, where we stand right now. Bradford, for me, needs to play he needs to finish the season with the game that he just played being the worst he looks for the rest of the season, for me. You know what I mean? Because playoff Bradford doesn't fucking matter if you can't win the games to get us in there.
I hear you. He played well.
He did. He did better.
And it's baby steps that need to turn into big boy steps. So we'll see what happens down the road.
So we've been talking, and you had said that this was the game that you were going to give Bradford to your grade. And fucking lo and behold, this cocksucker keeps dragging out our arguments back and forth, man.
Love it.
So you're solid with him, then? Like you?
Yeah. He proved to me Sunday a lot. You know, he, took the team on his shoulders in overtime and led them to a victory.
Did he prove yet to you that he deserves to be here next year? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. And a lot of things factor into that. I mean, years, money, guaranteed money. Is it worth it? Does this team bottom out and fall flat on their face in the last games, this last half of the season? I mean, a lot of things factor in here.
All numerics aside, is he worth making an offer to have him be our starting quarterback?
At the moment,
yeah. Where we're at right now.
It would be a short extension. I would probably offer him a 2-year deal. 1 year's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed 1-year deal with an option. Kind of similar to like Kaepernick's deal. They signed Kaepernick to like 5 years or something like that for like $120-something million. But only like the first two were, I think the first 2 or 3 were guaranteed, where he was only guaranteed to make like $64 or $65 million.
Right.
Something like that. So I would structure a deal like that. And I would load that thing. If you get hurt, like
you're done.
You're done. Like, yeah, adios amigo. Like, I would load that thing up with incentives, and you have to play this many games to get this much money, kind of deal.
Do you think that guys out there like a guy like Bradford per se, and I don't think Bradford's one of them, but do you think guys out there like Bradford, injury prone, blah, 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 is looking for his fucking contract to just, get hurt and not be good? Not that he's going out there looking like, yo, break my fucking leg, but like, to kind of fake the injury, get benched, and just eat his money and retire. And that happens in every profession. I'd imagine it happens in the NFL as well.
I don't think that's him.
I don't think it's Bradford either, but,
Yeah,
somebody had to ask the question.
He would have taken that 4-year, $72 million deal if he was trying to go out like that.
Maybe.
So,
all right, let's get into the who cares section.
Yeah. Who cares? Who cares is going to be focused solely on one person.
Oh shit!
Just one person this week,
and I'm going to be completely quiet and let you just fucking go.
No, I want you to chime in.
Okay, all right.
And this week's Who Cares segment focuses on Greg Hardy. What a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, a complete piece of shit, man.
Like, how is this guy still playing football?
What's that say about the Dallas organization?
What does that say about Roger Goodell?
How?
Like, how does like a guy like Ray Rice, hits his wife? It's tape, everything. It's all there.
He did it.
Yeah. He did it. And this guy can't get a job in the NFL.
I actually was listening to something today, and it's sad that it made sense, but you got a guy who's at the end of his career versus a guy who's coming into it. And that's what it boils down to.
I just don't think that Greg Hardy deserves...
You know what makes me sick about this country?
He doesn't deserve a roster spot.
I 100,000% agree with you. But here's what pisses me off about this country. These fucking people, women...
Like that?
Oh, man, that was bad.
That was
women,
bad.
Everybody. It's all fucking up in arms about Michael Vick. Listen, I'm a dog owner. I wouldn't let Michael Vick fucking puppy sit for me, okay? He's a shitbag. He did a terrible fucking thing. People learn from mistakes. The dude did time. The dude has been super active with dogs. Does it make the horrible thing he did go away? No. Does it make him a better person? No. But he's showing growth and he cares. How do you want to destroy a man for hurting dogs, but you're okay with dudes that hurt people?
I've had this conversation time and time again. There's guys like Dante Stallworth,
Another
former
piece
Eagle,
of shit. Yeah,
hit someone drunk driving or something
Killed
like that.
Him, right? Down in Florida?
Yeah, somewhere, I forget.
Yeah.
But, only serves 30 days in jail. Or under 30 days or something like that. It was a very minuscule sentence. And he's out, and he wants to come back and play football again, blah, blah, blah. Thankfully, he was at the end of his rope.
Yeah.
As far as playing is concerned. But it just boggles my mind that this guy is still playing football.
Yeah. And you can't be mad at the guy for trying to get his job back. Stallworth included,
Well, no, I get that.
Yeah.
You want to try and get a job. He had a 10-game suspension. If I have a 10-game suspension, I'm going to try and get it reduced too, because I'm losing money out of my pocket.
Absolutely.
So, of course, I'm going to try and get it reduced. But Roger Goodell is the fucker that needs to get hung here. There's no consistency with what he does. With everything that he does, there's no consistency whatsoever.
No, there's consistency. We just don't say it yet. Believe me. What's it going to take to get him out of where he's at? I asked this question earlier in the season.
I believe it's a league vote amongst the owners.
Yeah, you think that's going to happen?
And I think it's got to be like 3/4 or something like that.
You think that'll happen?
No.
Nope, me neither.
Nope.
Because he lets enough people on enough teams get away with enough shit.
Yeah.
He buys his votes.
So
that's American politics for you right there.
Yeah. So Greg Hardy went into his Twitter account. I think this was yesterday, or maybe it was today. He got a talking to today about it. But this is what his bio now says. It says, innocent until proven guilty. Lack of knowledge and info is just ignorance. The unjust prejudicial treatment of different categories of people is discrimination. Who does this fucker think he is?
Oh man,
I'm just blown away. This dude is off his rocker. He must be doing some Michael Irvin drugs or something, because I don't know what is on his mind.
He's gassed up.
They interviewed Lane Johnson after the game. They're like, oh, what did you think about facing Greg Hardy? He's like, I face better. And then Kelsey's quote, he's like, I'm glad he didn't have a good day. It's a joke a guy like that is able to play this quickly in the NFL after what he did. And he's spot on.
How do you think his teammates feel?
How do you think Jason Witten feels? Jason Witten and his wife support a women's domestic abuse group in the Dallas area.
You know why?
I don't know why.
Jason Witten was, I think, raised by abusive parents.
Okay.
I think he. I want to say I heard that this morning when I was listening to some talk radio between driving the baby to and from.
Right.
That he was raised, or somebody on that Cowboys team was raised by abusive family. I'm almost positive it was Witten.
Okay.
Crazy.
And I'm going to leave us on a positive note. And I just want leave it on a positive note. Philadelphia did a great thing this past week. And it was run by our boy Mr. Ennis on WIP. They started a campaign to raise money for women's abuse in Texas. And I think they were only looking for a couple grand at first. They raised over like $30,000.
Yep.
And then I was listening one day. He's like, this isn't. And I think he had the girl on. This isn't coming from, all Eagles fans. This is coming from Eagles fans in this area, Giants fans in this area, Cowboys fans in this area. It's coming from fans of all teams, all in this area, that just want to support a cause. So it just showed that you put things aside, you come together for a cause.
A good cause at that.
Yeah, I think they were at 28,000 or something like that. And a guy calls and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna donate $2,000. Boom. Here you go. That's unbelievable. So I just want to credit the city of Philadelphia, the tri-state area for donating to a good cause. So with that being said, don't forget the Eagles line up Week 10 at home at the Link. against the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins coming in.
Where are you putting this at?
Very inconsistent Miami Dolphins team here.
Very much so.
I do believe that the Eagles can get this victory.
It's an attainable win.
I just hope they don't overlook it. I think this is a game where the nobodies can reestablish themselves and really shut down the run and get to the quarterback.
You know what I don't like, man, is that the Eagles have become a team where you just don't know what you're getting every week.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating. It's like when the offense clicks, the defense doesn't. When the defense clicks, the offense doesn't. When the secondary starts clicking, the defensive line doesn't click. When the running backs click, the offensive line doesn't click. I don't know. It just seems like this team has not put together a full 60 minutes of good football yet.
No, and what's fucking super frustrating about the whole thing is, on paper, to look at these guys and their numbers and who they are and what they are and their talent, there's no reason we shouldn't easily be number one in the NFC. Definitively.
Yeah.
Definitively. And instead we get what we get every week. It blows my mind, dude. Blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's just like you got team. You stay in games with teams like, look at the Panthers. Now, losing the Panthers don't feel so bad after the whooping they put on the Packers last week, but I still don't think the Packers are not the Packers. The Panthers are like a complete team like that. They have their flaws, and we had every opportunity to beat them. We just fall apart at the wrong time.
Yeah,
we show As bad as we played the Dallas Cowboys in week 2, we still had every opportunity to win that game. Had every opportunity to win week 1. So, I mean, this team could be right where the Packers and the Panthers are right now. But that's why they play the games. So going into this Miami game, home game, the crowd's gonna be rocking. First place on the line. If we win this game and the Giants lose, we're right back in first place, I believe. So, I mean, not that it matters at this point, but, it's good to get pumped up for something.
Yeah, it's nice to say it's good for bragging rights, and that's about all first place in the NFC is for me.
I think, like I said, I think this is a very winnable game for the Eagles, and I'm going to take the Eagles in a victory. I'm going 31-23.
I think it's a little high, to be honest. I'm thinking more like 21-17.
Okay.
Eagles.
Okay.
Maybe even a little stingier of a game than that. And a little sidebar.
Sidebar.
Your boy Guns called both Dallas games. The win and the loss. I had that feeling, and I'm glad it played out that way, because it set us up. It put us on the platform to have a good rest of the year.
Until we play New England.
How dare you? I'm not going to be mad about that loss. I'm not going to.
I'll call that prediction right now.
I'm with it.
The Eagles lose to the Patriots 52-10.
Oh, I'll eat that. 52-10.
Yeah.
I don't like the 10, but
you don't like the 10?
Nah, I like the 52.
All right.
I do like the 52 though.
What, Gronk points?
Yeah. Let's hope.
All right, let's get out of here.
Got it, brother. All right, Philadelphia.
All right, Eagles, Dolphins Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Go Birds.
I'm not sure what channel it's on. It might be on CBS.
It's in Uncle Gun's backyard. We got the projector going. We'll have the fire pit going. Beer and food, baby.
All right, we'll see you next week. Go Birds.